name's Dan Barkley. My wife Ashley and I are partners here at C3, and I'm here to discuss our generosity initiative right now. It's called His Treasure, and that goal is to raise $12,000 total before January to transform our world, our futures, and our hearts. The generous soul will be made rich, and he who waters will also be watered himself. Proverbs 11:25. Growing up, I loved comic books. I know I'm a lifelong nerd. It's okay. I collected them, mostly Marvel comics, Spider-Man, X-Men, Ghost Rider, The Punisher. Those were my favorites. I remembered how much they meant to me and how I tried to protect them in specific plastics, cardboard backings with anti-acid materials so they wouldn't break down, and I put them in boxes to store them. I was so proud, and I always wondered what monetary value they had. And at one time, they probably had a little bit. Probably not much, but they were priceless to me. Fast forward that 30 years, I found some of those in my dad's attic, and it was a whimsical surprise, but I realized they didn't have the same meaning anymore. The once prized possessions of my life are now just an amusing memory that has no real value or currency to my life. That's what money is. My last testimony, I talked about how we individually make up the church. We give to the Lord and to each other. This is not an independent organization relieving you of your money. The Lord is using his riches to sustain the house, which he uses to give you life, and using the sacrificial nature of giving to change our hearts. So how do we take the next steps? Proverbs 25 is challenging us to give freely and saying we will be rewarded beyond measure. So one, start by giving yourself freely. Instead of freely offer to serve in a ministry, help someone in need, show up to support those who are hurting, it will uncover the servant nature that he has put in your heart. Two, remove your identity from money. Wow, we have a lot of unhealthy attachments to our money, don't we? Our pride, and really our meaning, or what we're worth in life. But instead of finding our worth in our money, find your worth and your value in the Lord. Three, if you have never given, try to give occasionally. Start with a trivial amount and get into the habit of giving small amounts. The Lord is shaping us one step at a time. If you've given occasionally and in smaller amounts, try now to give regularly. Maybe not 10% yet, but work up to 10%, because I believe the Bible does say 10% is what we should give. And let's work up to 10%. And if you give regularly, then move up to giving sacrificially. It's one step at a time. We don't have to do this all in one day. Four, listen to the voice in your head. Don't be afraid to act on it. The Spirit will lead and give you guidance, and it's okay to listen to it. It might say, I should buy this person's groceries. I should meet the need of someone else. Give a specific amount to a church or another organization. Listen to that voice. A voice of generosity is often the Spirit intervening in our lives. 5, be wise with your money. Do not spend frivolously. Make a budget that allows for giving first fruits. When you manage your finances for sacrificial giving, then you find you have more money than you've ever had before. That's the treasure of wisdom that he's giving you. Remember, the Lord has used us as custodians of his treasure, but do not hold back from him. Let him use it to change your heart, because the Lord's true currency is love. Give it freely.